Invoice processing is often slow, manual, and error-prone, especially when done through email. In this demo, we'll show how Cybiant used UiPath to automate invoice extraction and matching, helping a regional service company speed up processing, reduce errors, and improve control. Before we run the automation, let's take a look at the contents of the input folder. This is where all the reference files and inputs are stored for the bot to use. Here we have two input files. First one is the Invoice Log Tracker Excel file and the other one is PO Master List Excel file. Let's take a look on the Invoice Log Tracker Excel file. This file is currently empty, but it already contains the correct column headers for logging the results after processing. Next, we have the PO Master List Excel file. This Excel file contains two key columns, PO number, the official purchase order reference, and the expected amount, the amount we expect to see in a valid invoice tied to that PO. These values are used as the reference point to verify whether an incoming invoice is valid. The bot will compare any PDF invoice it processes against this list, and mark whether there's a match. At this point, you'll notice that there's no invoice PDF yet in the folder. That's because the bot will retrieve it directly from the email during execution and save it here automatically. With our input files in place, let's now walk through what the bot does when we run the automation. The process starts by scanning the Outlook mailbox for new and unread emails containing invoice attachments. Using the Get Outlook Mail Messages activity, the bot retrieves all unread emails in the inbox folder. In this demo, it will look for any email subject contains ABC Sendirian Berhad invoice. Then, it uses Save Attachment activity to download any attached PDF invoice into the local input folder. After saving the attachment, the bot will mark the email as read and move it to the Archive folder. This step ensures that each email is only processed once and helps prevent any duplicate execution in future runs. After saving the email attachment to the local folder, the bot proceeds to the next step, reading the invoice content. First, the bot filters the files in the folder to pick up only PDF files. This ensures it processes valid invoice formats only and skips any unrelated file types. The bot then selects the PDF file that was just downloaded. Typically, this will have a file name pattern like ABC Sendirian Berhad invoice or similar. It uses a directory.getFiles expression to locate this specific file based on partial text in the file name and a .pdf extension. Once the correct PDF is identified, the bot uses the Read PDF Text activity to extract the full content of the invoice as plain text. From this unstructured text, the bot then uses regular expressions to extract key invoice details like the PO number, invoice date, supplier name, and total amount from the PDF data into clean variable. By using carefully designed regular expression for each field, the bot is able to consistently and accurately extract all the required data from the invoice, regardless of layout differences. Now, the bot reads the PO master list from Excel using the Read Range activity. This gives the bot a table containing all valid PO numbers and their expected amounts, which we'll use to validate the invoice. The extracted PO number and amount from the invoice are then compared against the master list. If a match is found, it means the invoice is valid. If not, it's flagged. This logic is handled in an assign activity using a simple filter expression. We then build a log using the build data table and add data row activities. Each processed invoice is recorded here, along with its match status and timestamp. Finally, the bot writes the log to an Excel file using write range. This becomes our invoice log tracker. Once everything is done, the bot sends an email to the finance team using the Send Outlook Mail Message activity. The email confirms that processing is complete and includes the invoice log as an attachment. Here's a sample invoice email received in the finance team's shared mailbox, which will be picked up by the automation. We'll now start the automation. Now that the bot has completed its run, let's take a look at the results. First, over in the output folder, we now have the completed invoice log tracker. This file contains all the extracted details from the PDF invoice, along with a validation status that confirms whether the invoice matches an existing PO in the master list. Over in the input folder, we can now see the PDF invoice that the bot saved earlier from the email attachment. As can be seen in the status column in the invoice log tracker, the invoice is marked as matched because the amount extracted from the invoice PDF aligns with the corresponding value in the PO master list. And finally, as shown here, the automation sends a completed email to the finance team with the invoice log tracker attached, marking the end of the process. And that brings us to the end of this demo. In just a few seconds, the bot was able to retrieve invoice emails from Outlook, save the attachment, read and extract invoice data using regular expression, match it against a PO master list, log the results in a tracker, and even notify the finance team by email. All automatically. This solution reduces manual workload, eliminates data entry errors, and speeds up the entire invoice validation process.